So, Edward, lovely to see you today. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
Hello, I'm delighted.
What I would like to do to begin with is just start with the quick fire questions.
Yes.
What is your full name given at birth?
Edward James de Souza.
When is your birthday and your year of birth?
My year of birth is 1932.
And as a child, where were you born and raised?
I was born in Hull and raised mostly in Worthing.
If any, how many brothers and sisters did you have?
I had one sister.
What is your earliest memory of going to the theatre or the cinema?
Oh my goodness. I think I saw something absolutely disastrous. It was a terrible air crash, I think, on the news, which wasn't meant for me, because we were supposed to be seeing a Disney film, but that came suddenly out of the blue, and it was rather horrifying.
Do you remember which one it was?
No, I can't remember what the disaster was, but it was a horrible accident.
Growing up, did you have a favourite actor, actress? Did you have a crush on any actress at all?
Yes, Jean Simmons.
For her work or for her looks?
Looks.
Was there an actual event or trigger that first prompted you to seriously consider acting for the very first time? And how old were you at the time?
Well, I don't know. It just sort of, I just sort of fell into it. I did a bit of acting at school, and I enjoyed that. And then it really was a sort of a negative cutting off of things that I couldn't do. And one of the things that I thought perhaps I could do was acting.
Did you ever attend a stage school or audition, study or formally train to be an actor anywhere?
Yes, I did. I went to RADA.
How long was you at RADA for?
2 years.
Even before you began acting, or maybe when you were between roles at any point, what other jobs have you done?
I don't think I did anything really. I mean, I some quite burly work at a building site. I don't think I did anything very much really.
What was your very first paid acting performance? Your professional debut?
I can remember that. I was at the back end of a cow in a pantomime at High Wycombe. Maisie Moo Cow.
How old was you, or can you remember what year that was?
Oh, I can't remember, but it was a long time ago, when I was about 22, I should think.
Can you remember how old you were when someone first asked you for your autograph?
No, I can't remember at all. But it wasn't anything to do with my being an actor. I was going to some cricket nets, and a little boy came up to me and said, "Could I have your autograph?" And I think I said no, and then I said yes, because I wasn't an unimportant cricketer at all.
At any point in your life or career, have you ever been starstruck when meeting someone famous? And have you ever asked someone for their autograph?
I've never asked them for their autograph, but I have been very often dumbfounded by meeting somebody or seeing somebody. It was many people who had impressed me, and I just wanted to be with them or just gape at them. Noël Coward is one of the biggest stars I remember.
Throughout your career, were you ever one for collecting any memorabilia? And what, if anything, do you still have in your possession today?
I wasn't a collector, so my cupboard is bare.
Throughout your career, you've done theatre, television, cinema and radio. To perform in, what would you choose as your preference?
Cinema because it's best paid. Radio because I like it best.
Which of your parts, performances or characters would you say people remember you for the most?
I don't know. I suppose Doctor Who, but not playing Doctor Who, you understand.
Yeah. Whether it be for what you did on stage or screen, can you name any of your own individual performances that you were most proudest of?
None.
What about you, Miranda? Was there any performance that you was significantly impressed by?
Absolutely. The Noël Coward play, darling.
Oh, Private Lives.
Yes, Private Lives was this very exciting production, and he was the leading man in that. It's a long time ago, and it was put on in the Hampstead Theatre, and we were both very young, and because it was so good, it was transferred to the Duke of York's, and it ran there for 9 months, and it brought Noël Coward back into being popular, and it started Teddy's career really, because he was the leading man in it. So that's the most famous one.
Fantastic.
Private Lives.
Is there a part or a role that you auditioned for that you still remember today that you wanted but you didn't get, unfortunately, for whatever reason?
Lots and lots.
Leading on from that, was there ever a part or an acting role that you turned down but you later regretted?
No, never.
You said yes to everything?
Everything.
Can you name a co-star that you liked working with the most and maybe any you had a tougher time working with?
I don't think I had a tough time with anybody, but in fact I enjoyed working with everybody. It's a wonderfully easy and friendly club to be in, the acting profession.
Rather than asking you who your favourite director was, I'll ask slightly differently. Outline what a director needs to do to get the best performance out of Edward de Souza.
It's very difficult to tell. Most of the directors I have enjoyed very much. I think they were all very nice and jolly to work with, and also they seem to be able to get quite a lot out of me. But I can't think of anybody who I really liked working for more than anybody else.
Rather than naming names, what type of director, in terms of what type of direction, would you respond the best to?
I think really it's just allowing me to do what I felt like doing within the confines of what I was supposed to be doing.
This one will get you thinking, Edward. You're hosting an intimate dinner party here.
Yeah.
And obviously your wonderful wife is a given. She's invited. You can invite 3 guests.
Yeah.
Dead or alive, in the profession, outside of the profession.
Oh.
Which 3 guests would you invite?
Good heavens. Noël Coward, because he is so funny and witty and charming. And Paul Schofield, because I thought he was wonderful. And, oh Lord, Gene Simmons again.
If you could relive one moment in your career, once again, what would you choose?
I suppose Private Lives. Good play, very good part, and very enjoyable and quite long experience.
Looking back over your career, do you have any regrets? If you had your time again, would you have done anything differently or made any different choices at any stage?
I don't think so. I was very easy about what I was asked to do, and so I did those things, and those things were usually quite good and interesting.
Tell us something about you or your career that most people would not already know.
I don't think there's anything that I've done which hasn't been anything to do with my career that anyone would be in the slightest bit interested in. I don't think there's any answer to that question, really.
And last question on this section. Finish the sentence. Whatever happened to the actor Edward de Souza?
Nothing very much. He just stopped acting and regretted stopping acting a little bit, but didn't miss it very much.